or were the top like 3-4 guys would get 90%, and he just kind of took care of the workers? What was the economics when you made that $14 million on a friggin' shipment, which is insane? But
right. Keep in mind that that $14 million is for one job, and a common misconception amongst everybody who ever heard a pot hauling story is that they think
for those that are less inclined.
It doesn't work like I bring your shit into you and I give it to you and I get paid. It doesn't
float, and you get like
it doesn't work like that. When I bring your shit to you, I have to wait until that load begins to sell before I get paid out of it.
Oh, it's consignment. Got it. Okay.
If I bring your shit into you and you owe me $15 million, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send all but $15 million of it to Naples. And I'm going to keep 50, because quite literally, and here's where the violence thing comes in. Weren't you ever scared? Weren't you going to these different countries with guns and fucking, no, fuck no. I mean, that's all bullshit, for the most part. I made $100 million deals on the corner of outside a Cuban cafe in downtown Miami, dunking Cuban bread into Cuban coffee with a handshake.
Yeah, I mean, you had to have some issues. I mean, I owed Tom $100 the other day. He was knocking at my door.
I was actually holding on. I was holding on to his leg. I was holding on to his leg.
I mean, there has to be some. You can't tell me everything was, peachy, creamy, and hey, you owe me 15. I'll see you next week. No, I mean, come on.
Dude, listen. The only reason it was like that, and people always have another common misconception, is the violence. When you're talking about working at that level, there is no violence, and I'll tell you exactly why.
Yeah. Like the cartel needed you, like it was almost like a counterbalance. Let's just say they wanted to screw you. Well, their pot doesn't move, right? So they, as a service provider, they always needed to pay you. So
the only dealings I ever had, with cartel, if that's the phrase everybody likes to use, that word cartel. Well, in this case it was a cartel, but it was actually the guy that I worked with in Colombia who was I inherited this connection through the older generations, because they were working generationally with his family as well, his father. So when I met this guy, who's actually a cousin to the Ochoa brothers, which is the Cali cartel, that's as close as you're going to get to any description of this gentleman from me. Now, the way it works is, I could buy all day long anywhere in the Caribbean as much fucking weed as you wanted for $10 a pound. $10 a pound. Now, I can take $300,000 of some cocaine fucking cowboys money in Miami, which is to any of us at that time was, 3 days of bar money at South Beach, But I could literally buy 15 tons, 30,000 pounds of Colombian red bud for $300,000. And that 8-day voyage that it takes to get from South America to South Florida, by the time I've made that voyage and get into the United States territorial waters, that $100 a pound shit now becomes anywhere between $500 and $750 a pound.
Wow.
So if it's just $500 a pound that they're making, I just cleared in 8 days off of 300 grand, 15 million fucking dollars. Now, minus my fee for a job about that size is about 5 million. So I just made this guy 10 million fucking dollars off a $300,000 investment in 8 days. Now, you think he's shooting at me?
now, Tim, what's the most who would pay? We're talking about who would pay you? How would you get paid? Like, with some guy helicopter money, and like how much? Like, how did you get your money, and how were you paid?
We had a house in Coral Gables that was our money house. And when it came time for me to, Carlito or Leo were only 2 Cubans that I ever worked with in Miami. I didn't want to know anybody else. You got somebody that wants their shit done, they come to you. You come to me. I don't give a fuck who they are.
You were wholesale. Yeah, you were the wholesale. You did not want to.
I don't fucking want to know them. So, consequently, like I said, the way it works, if Carlito or Leo owe me, $20, $30 million, let's say, because you got to understand, I'm working night, sometimes 3 nights, 4 nights in a row. We take a break and shit like that. Now, this is pay I'm not getting paid for right away.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm getting paid for a job I did 2 weeks prior to that I really don't remember having fucking done, you know, but I'm getting paid all these millions. And we're, you know, at first we started counting the shit. Then it got to be, you know, the money house had at any one time, it had close to